Hey, what's going on guys? Luis here, and the LG G4 might be coming here sooner than you thought. LG has already sent out their press invites for their event being held on April the 28th, exclusively for the release of the LG G4. And of course, as with every other major phone release, there's already a ton of leaks out there. So instead of going through each category, I decided to just compile the most recent and important information on the G4. So without any further ado, here's the top rumors and leaks on the LG G4. So one of the many early leaks was suggesting that the G4 was going to have an all-metal build quality, but now rumors are suggesting that it may or may not have that, and it might have instead an all-leather back, which is actually what is on the invite for the G4 event. Now this is probably the rumor that is right. I don't think the G4 is going to have an all-metal build quality just yet. They might have it in another variant, but I think it's probably going to have the leather back, and in my opinion that looks pretty good. And if it feels or looks anything like the Galaxy Note 4, I think LG is taking the G4 in the right direction. The G4 is also rumored to keep the buttons on the back like the LG G3 did, and I think this is something that LG has done with their flagship since the release of the LG G2, which had the original buttons on the back. Now it does take a while to get used to, but honestly they're a pretty cool placement. If you haven't checked them out, go check it out with the LG G3 if you have the chance. It's just better for taking photos and things like that, but the LG G4 will definitely have those buttons on the back as well. The screen on the G4 might also be a little bit bigger than the one on the G3, coming in at 5.6 inches, which is right around borderline that of the phablet territory. So if you don't like big screens, this might not be the right choice for you. But with a resolution of 2560 by 1440, this is going to be one of the best screens in the market. LG is pretty well known for making awesome displays, and I think this is going to be no exception. Now there is another rumor pointing out that the G4 will have a 3K display, which is one step above 2K, but I think that LG is going to stick with their regular Quad HD display, which still looks pretty good nonetheless, so I wouldn't expect a 3K display on the G4. And it's also supposed to have a super thin, narrow bezel profile at 0.7 millimeters. Super thin bezels are awesome for things like media consumption and browsing the web, so overall I'm pretty excited to see what LG is going to put into the screen of the G4. Now this is the most recent rumor, and it's saying that the G4 will have a new camera module with an aperture of f1.8, which is also in their press invite, so it's pretty sure that it's going to have that aperture. And with that aperture, you're going to get about 80% better photos in low light performance. So when you pair up such a wide aperture and a new 16 megapixel camera upgrading from a 13 megapixel shooter on the LG G3, you're probably going to have one of the best cameras out of any smartphone in the market in 2015. Of course, LG has always done a great job with their cameras in the past, so I'm sure that the G4 will also be an awesome performer. Also expect an updated 8 megapixel camera on the front for all of your Skype and selfie needs, and also 4K video recording. Now one of the biggest changes with the G4 might actually be in the software department. The G4 is expected to be running the latest version of UX 4.0 software, which is basically a skin version of Android 5.0 Lollipop. And with this UX 4.0 software, the G4 is expected to have a few more features like Quick Shot, which allows you to take a photo even when your phone is locked, or Smart Alarm, which gives you activities based on the weather forecast. Now as far as the processor, the G4 will apparently not use the Snapdragon 810 processor, but it will instead go with something a little bit weaker, the Snapdragon 808. And I still expect the performance to be pretty good with this phone, even if it doesn't have the latest version of the Snapdragon chip. And it still has 3 gigs of RAM, so performance should be pretty good overall in this case. Other rumors are pointing to a fingerprint scanner on the back of the phone and a stylus, but it still remains to be seen whether LG is going to offer another variant later in the year called the LG G4 Note with a stylus built in. The battery life is also expected to be improved, and overall it's looking to be a really solid flagship, and we are hoping that it is an incremental upgrade from the G3. So yeah, I'm impressed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and go ahead and let me know in the comments down below your thoughts about the LG G4. What features do you think it's going to have? How much do you think it's going to cost? Are you buying one? Definitely let me know down below. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.